Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're new. In this video I wanted to give some advice to uni students, whether they be, just thinking about uni, first year, second year or third year. This is coming from somebody who has graduated 2022 with a first class degree. Now, I will give you a preface about me. I did struggle quite a lot with uni for a couple of reasons. One, March 2019, my second semester of first year was when the coronavirus started, so I missed about a year and a half, just under a year and a half of university because of the pandemic, which does change my experience a little bit. But also my third year was also marred with health problems, so I had to have bi-weekly blood tests. I was going through a lot of testing and diagnostics, and then coming to terms and coping with the illness that I had. So a lot of my experience was affected by other factors. So I'm giving you some advice from my perspective, but do take it with a grain of salt because everyone's experience is different. So my first piece of advice, I want to start with people who are doing their A-levels and are considering what unis to pick. So the way that I picked my course was, if you know what profession you want to go in, obviously that's the degree for you. But if you don't, which was me, I chose to do history because it's a subject that is there's quite a lot of opportunities to go in different ways. It's quite flexible with what you can do after university, and also there's the options of doing masters which specialise in different things like afterwards, so you can still get that uni experience and get a more generalised degree. So just because if you think I'm not sure what I want to do. However, that being said, there's also the option to take that year out, have a gap year, really think about what you want to do, because it may seem scary to take a pause from education. I know that I couldn't have personally done it because I wouldn't have been able to have got into education and the flow of writing essays and stuff again. But if you are somebody whose main worry is maybe like being a year behind or something, really don't worry. Once you leave school, that timeline doesn't really matter anymore. People take things at their own pace, and if it takes you a little bit longer to really find what you want to do, surely that is better than not knowing what you want to do, picking something that you're not very interested in and maybe not seeing the degree through, or having a degree and you really have discovered another passion that you would have rather have got a degree in. You know what I mean? So don't worry if you don't know what to do. There are multiple routes for you. University also isn't for everybody. There are some great A-level apprenticeships, or A-level apprenticeships, that's what I mean. There are some great degree level apprenticeships that you can go into. Those are a lot fewer than university places, but those are also an option. So I mean, I can tell you what I've told you what I did, but there's different routes for everybody. Don't worry, because you will find what you need to do for you. And also, if you got your A-levels this year and didn't get what you wanted, you can still take that gap year and then next year apply for something that really suits you. or clearing is an option, but that doesn't have as much flexibility with the course that you pick. So yeah. Now, when it comes to picking the place that you want to study, I think that from my experience, I don't like being that far away from home. So I picked a university that was far enough away that I wouldn't be at home all the time. And well, this was the case in first year, but it was close enough that I could still come home when I wanted to. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't get homesick, then I don't really think distance will be something that really matters when picking a place to study. But if you are somebody who does get homesick and you are a homebody, I would make sure that I would personally recommend making sure you're far enough away that, you know, like I said, it's not that easy to come home, but it's still easier than let's say you lived in Cornwall and you went to like Edinburgh University, if you know what I mean. Also, when picking it, I obviously pick the university which course sounds the most appealing. So for me, when I picked my history course, I didn't go for the reputation of the university, because the reputation of the university does matter to some extent when you're looking for jobs and employment and stuff like that. But I also think that if there's a course in a university that doesn't rank as highly, you're gonna enjoy that course much more than the one at the more prestigious university. And this is, you know, a 3-4 year degree of hard studying that you're going to be doing, and I think it makes more sense personally to do one that you enjoy more than one that's more prestigious, that you have a higher chance of maybe, you know, not finishing because you don't like it. But, you know, it all depends what matters to you. I also think location is a really big one. Make sure that you enjoy the place that you are going to be studying. Make sure you go to the, you know, maybe virtual open days or open days, depending on what you can do, because it really does, you get a vibe of whether you can see yourself there. I know when I went to my university's campus, I could imagine myself there and I really enjoyed myself there, but when I went to a different university campus, I could not see myself there at all. I was like, nope. So, you know, I know that, you know, the location really does matter. I mean, I wish that I personally had looked at a few more universities just to see, because while I really loved the university, the actual location, I'm not sure if I was really sold with at the end of the 3 years, if you know what I mean. Right, moving away from before you go to university, my advice for first year and kind of second year, because some of them they can apply for both. So when it comes to the social side of university, so this is my advice for both first year and second year, is if there are societies that you are interested in stuff, make sure that you join them, make sure you get involved as much as you can feasibly, because it's the best way to make friends, it's the best way to meet people that you have, you know, mutual interests in. Even if you haven't clicked with your flatmates, you have the opportunity to, you know, meet people on your course, meet people in these societies. So, you know, don't worry too much if like you get to your flat and you don't really click with the people that you've been randomly assigned with. But yeah, I'd say my biggest advice is take every opportunity that you can when it comes to social activities. I used to say no a lot in first year because I just couldn't be bothered. Now I'm left here with regret because I wish that I'd done more. I wish that I'd gone out and done more. Like I said, COVID did ruin like all of second year for me, but I just say every social activity that you get a chance to do, you know, whether those be organised society ones, whether they be with your flatmates, whether they be with your course mates or any other person that you've met at university, please go do it. Make the most of the 3 or 4 years that you're there, because those will go like that and it'll be over before you know it. Trust me. I'd also just like to put something in for people who, you know, work. A lot of people will have to have a part-time job while they're at uni, and that's unfortunately just how it is for some people. Now, if you're one of those people who are lucky enough not to have to work, do not judge or shame or make your friends who have to work feel bad about maybe not going out at the weekends, or, you know, certain times that you're going out or whatever you're doing. Just don't shame them, because they're not working because they want to, they're working because they have to. So just, you know, don't be that person because it's not nice. I mean, I can't really give advice for working. I mean, I worked every weekend when I was at uni, and so I couldn't have afforded uni without doing that. I just couldn't. So from my experience, I mean, I can't give an advice for getting university jobs or anything like that, because I had the job already. I could come home at the weekend to do that job and then go back on the Sunday, so that was feasible for me. But so I'm just going to say, if you need a job at uni, don't be embarrassed about it. Don't, you know, make people feel guilty for you having to do that. That's my advice, I guess. Also, I would like to say, with your work, not every single reading that is assigned to you is going to be useful. So I'm not saying I personally read all of mine because I just thought I'm paying for it, but I guess it depends on your course. I'm not going to say don't bother with it, because it is useful, but it may not be useful to your assignments. But also, I wouldn't personally leave essays till last minute, because I think that you may be able to achieve a passing grade, or a grade that you're happy with, in the space of if you did it over an evening before. I know a lot of people who did that. I just personally wouldn't leave everything till last minute, because from the students I've seen, they're always more stressed. They seem to always be more stressed during deadline time, and I just think, for me, the way I did it was I started it 2 weeks before. I planned it, I got all of it approved, and then I wrote it in my own pace. I personally wouldn't leave it till last minute, but you do whatever works with you. And also, if you're struggling with stuff that may be I was struggling with basically dyslexia symptoms. If you're struggling, a lot of universities do have SPLD facilities, and you can get screened and you can get tested and you can get diagnosed with things like dyslexia, ADHD, dyspraxia, dyscalculia. I'm not too sure if autism is done through universities, but yeah, if you're struggling, do get help, because I had a lot of things put in place I wouldn't have been able to have really done my degree without. So that's my advice. If anybody, I'm planning on doing a story time in October for National October Dyslexia Awareness Week, so I will be going into more detail about that whole process anyway. So then also this one, when it comes to flatmates and housemates, so for me, I was in halls in first year and I was in a private rented house for second and third year. With the house, I can't really give any advice for halls. I mean, halls, pick whichever one that the universities or the Unite students or whatever provides that suits you the best. For me, that was the one that was the cheapest and closest to campus with ensuite. But yeah, for house, don't leave it till last minute, because all of the nice houses will be gone. They will be. Also, make sure you double check like everything. Maybe if there's students there that are living there, when you go for house views, ask them what the house is like, because those university houses hide things. They look nice in viewings, but they hide things. I mean, the house I was living in wasn't too bad, but it had its quirks. Also, don't be the messy flatmate or housemate. There's nothing worse than if you have maybe gone away for the weekend or something and you come back and there's just mouldy saucepans or, you know, cups or just rubbish, just everything. Just don't be that person, because like nobody likes living like that. And you know, it's a bit, you know, if you struggle with like cleaning up like cutlery or like, you know, when you've eaten, do it before you go back in your bedroom and then it's done. You know, it's not fair to expect one person to clean. It's not fair to expect people to live in your dirt, you know. So you will be the person that everybody is complaining about. So just don't be the messy flatmate. Also, first year, you do not need as much kitchen stuff as you think you do. You will probably only need like one frying pan, one saucepan, you know, a couple of knives, cutlery to eat with, plates and bowls, and like maybe a few other like things so you can cook. But you do not need like fancy things. I don't know, like I'm trying to think of a piece of like cooking equipment off my head, like I can't think of anything now. And unless you are somebody who does a lot of cooking, like variation, like most students don't, they live off pasta or frozen stuff or whatever. But yeah, you never need as much kitchen stuff. And the thing is, everybody will bring like enough for them, so everybody always has loads of stuff. So when you then come to moving into your second year house, everybody has more than they need and there's nowhere to put it. And it's just it's a bit too much. But yeah, so then moving on lastly to third year, I'm mainly all of the advice as follows. Is a bit interchangeable, but I'm specifically gonna give some advice on dissertation. The dissertation, so the one that I did was a history one, so it was self-led research that you had to then create an essay from, like to show your findings from this research. So that is the context behind my advice. So my biggest advice is to start as early as possible, because then you give yourself enough time to research, to plan, to organise, then to write and then to edit. There's nothing, I started pretty much at the beginning of third year and I still felt like I didn't have enough time to get it all done and sorted by the March deadline. That deadline comes around faster than you think, and I'm not saying this to worry anybody. You will get it done as long as you put the work in, you know. It's not the same as an essay. I think I have seen people bash out their dissertation in a week, but I think that's the exception, like not the rule, if you know what I mean. Do it you make your life as easy as possible by doing it as soon as you can, you know, because then you can make a piece of work that you're proud of, that you can, you know, have for the rest of your life going, look, this is my undergrad dissertation. Like, I just think that it's a disservice to yourself to not put the effort into the dissertation to get what you deserve, because a dissertation can actually be quite fun, because it can be quite a creative process, because you get to decide what it's about and you get to decide what you do. So my biggest advice is basically to pace yourself and to plan out exactly what you need so that you can leave yourself enough time for review time to edit and cut and maybe change, because some people did change their topic. So if you leave it till last minute and you've chosen a topic that you don't like, that's going to make it very difficult, because not only have you got the time element, but you also doing something, you're doing a 10,000 word essay on something that you don't care about. So that's my advice on the dissertation. You know, it seems scary, but the way that I broke it down was I've got lots of videos of vlogs of me writing my dissertation, if you want to look back on my channel. What I did was I broke everything down basically in the way that I structured mine into being 4 different essays: the introduction, the chapter 1, 2, 3 and the conclusion. And I broke that down into, then they were all mini essays, and then I threaded them all together, made it make sense, and I had 10,000 words total. So it makes it a little bit more manageable to think about it in like a 2,000 word essay, because like that chapter is no different than to an essay. I mean, the structure is completely different, but the amount of words, if you get what I mean. So yeah, it's not as scary as you think it may be, but it also deserves a little bit of respect, in the sense that it's a massive assignment and it can't be done overnight. It physically cannot be done last minute. Anyway, my biggest advice for uni is to not leave yourself with any regrets or what ifs. Make the most of your time, because like I've said previously in this video, it goes really quickly and it will be over before you know it, and you don't want to be left with any regrets. Go out and do the social events, make the most of your lectures. You may meet some really good friends through your lectures, and you're not going to make those memories and events and stuff by staying in bed. So, you know, go out, do everything, you know, put your most into your like work, come out with the best grade possible for you, you know what I mean? Make the most and don't have any regrets. Anyway, that's all of my advice for uni. I hope that it helps people. If you've got any other questions that you want from any part of uni, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see if I can help. I'd love to. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment down below, suggest you have future videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.